All right, let me just make sure it shows. Okay, it shows it's recording. All right, excellent. Okay, well, if you are new, if you are old, if you are moldy, I don't know, welcome to the Significant Silver team call for Team Terry. My name's Cassie. I'm a Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and I have been with Plexus since August of 2013. I have told my story multiple times, so I'm not going to go into that here, but if you have a chance, I have a YouTube channel where I tell kind of my journey over the past few years, and I am always trying to come up with new ways to improve my team page, my team culture, how we train, and one thing that I have unveiled is that we have varying degrees of how we start off our new ambassadors. So I decided to do a call tonight to we've had a lot of new people added to our team lately. So I just wanted to kind of get everybody on the same page and kind of talk to you about some tips and some resources so that everybody can really get going on their way to silver. So thank you guys for taking some time out of your evening today to hop on here with me. I really appreciate it. So silver, I'm just gonna hop right to it. Silver is the very first rank in our comp plan. Now, some of you maybe have gotten this thing in the mail. You signed up, you got this thing in the mail, you didn't open it, you threw it down because you were so excited about trying your products. Totally fine, happens to a lot of people, but I would totally encourage you to pick up this welcome kit, open it, go through the pages, read through them, do the activities. They recently redid this welcome kit. I mean, like, compared to the welcome kit I got when I first signed up, this thing is phenomenal. You have all the tools you need inside this box to work your business. Now, we do have some additional resources and tips and tricks that can be used, but utilize this thing. 3 things that I think are super, super important. The first one is this quick start guide. It gives you 10 steps to get your business going. If you follow all 10 of those steps, you are going to move forward with your business. No questions asked. The second thing that I think is really important is this little What Could Change Everything booklet, particularly this comp plan page. It's just a very good snapshot of our compensation plan. I'm not going to go into the heavy details of the compensation plan tonight because it will be incredibly overwhelming. I have made some compensation plan videos that are linked in the pin post on my team page. So if you have not watched those yet, or if it's been a while or you're still confused about some parts of the compensation plan, go to those videos and watch that. You may have to watch them a couple times, write some stuff down, look at this, look at the graphs, and then if you still have questions, ask your sponsor and they can help explain some of that to you. But this is a really good resource. If you're talking to somebody about Plexus, this is a really good resource to use. You can take it with you because sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking talking to people. So you can take it with you. You can kind of thumb through it, show them some stuff, point out some highlights, that kind of thing, so that it's not you just having to memorize all of this stuff and remember it. So this is, I think you got maybe 2 or 3 of them in your welcome kit. Utilize this. The third thing that's really helpful is this little card pack product guide. You don't have to know everything about the products. You don't. Even if you start sharing about it, you don't even have to know a little bit about the products. There are so many people on this team and in your upline that know a lot about the products that we're going to help you. But if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a multivitamin, you can thumb through here because you know we have X Factor, which is the multivitamin. You can thumb through here and find the X Factor card, read through it yourself, read about the stuff on the back. It has basically the information that's on our website is listed here in this red box. And then there's some talking points and some things that maybe like just some ideas of how you might talk to people about this particular product over here on this side of the card. I know it's kind of hard to see. You guys should all have one of these. So utilize these pocket cards. And also one good thing on these pocket cards is at the back, there's a product pricing guide that shows retail, preferred, and ambassador pricing for all of the products and all of the combos. This right here, just this one single card, will save you a lot of time and energy of hunting down prices for people. So keep this little guide handy. Okay, so moving on. So how do we go silver? You know you have some resources. You know you're going to go look into your welcome kit. If you didn't order one when you signed up, they are for sale. They're like $15 or $20 on in your back office. Order one because those resources are really, like, there's nothing that can replace those. Those are good to have, and especially as you start adding people to your team, you're going to want to know what's in there because you're going to want to know how to walk them through their welcome pack. So silver's the first rank in our compensation plan. You guys, people that have done other multi-level marketing companies and then come to Plexus are completely blown away by our compensation plan. So when I tell you, oh, Brianna says the welcome kits are $19.99. Thanks, Brianna. She's my detail gal. So when people come from other companies to Plexus, they are blown away by our compensation plan because it's so complex and there's so many things to it and there's so many ways that you can earn income. And when that income just kind of starts piling on top of each other, it can bring in some serious money. A lot of ambassadors refer to it as gangsta money because it is. It's like there comes a point when you're like, is this legal? Am I selling drugs? Because the income is ridiculous. So what do you need to do to go silver? Silver is the first rank. The requirement to go silver is to sponsor 3 level 1 ambassadors with a welcome pack and the convenience order on. So what's a welcome pack? A welcome pack is a group of products plus that little welcome kit that I showed you, and that's it. So it is crucial that you have people get a welcome pack when they sign up, because we want people that are signing up to be a product of the product. We want them using the products that they're going to be telling people about. So be a product of the product, get a welcome pack so you can have the products to take. The second thing that I like to tell people is the welcome pack option when you're ordering products, that's the only time that you will ever be able to order the products at a price that's lower than wholesale. So whereas you would pay, the ambassador price for the triplex is $109 plus tax and shipping. There is a triplex welcome pack that's $99. So you're already getting a $10 discount doing the $99 triplex welcome kit. So they're getting it at a price that's lower than the wholesale price. Now, yes, our sign-up fee is $34.95. That's a given. There's not many companies, if any, that don't have some sort of sign-up fee. And what that fee is for is their web hosting, and that kind of covers the cost of like running the company as a whole. So that's their web hosting fee for a year, essentially. So you can kind of think of it as like a Costco membership. So there's a yearly membership to get wholesale prices at Costco or Sam's, kind of the same situation here. And that's a yearly fee. Make sure whenever you're signing people up, you tell them that's a yearly fee, so it will be charged to them again in a year from the day of their sign up. So sponsor 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack and the convenience order on. Now the convenience order, you guys, is very important. Very, very, very important. And why is it important? It's important because you want people to sign up on your team that are going to be committed to taking their products for at least 90 days. If somebody is not willing to commit to 90 days worth of product taking, you may second think adding them to your team. Now they might make a great retail customer or a great preferred customer. But if you mention the convenience order and wanting them to turn that on so that they will be consistent on their products for 90 days and they kind of push back on that, then encourage them to go to the preferred customer route. A little less commitment if they're a little nervous about that part. There is a statistic going around that says 80% of ambassadors that do not turn their convenience order on when they sign up never make a second order. Those are not the kind of people you want on your team. You want the people that are committed to 60 to 90 days of consistent product taking to be on your team as ambassadors. If they're not ready for that commitment, then let them be a preferred customer or a retail customer. That's fine. And if your convenient order is not on and you are adding people to your team, maybe not you personally, but if you have an ambassador that's under you that's adding people, if they're adding people and you don't have your convenience order on, you don't get business building bonuses. So you're essentially missing out on money money paid to you if you don't have that convenience order on. So that's super important. So when you sign people up, you want them to get the welcome pack and you want them to have their convenience order on. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. Ask your sponsor, ask me. I'd be more than happy to walk you through that. Okay, so we know that we need 3 ambassadors with a welcome pack and a convenience order to promote to silver. What happens when you promote to silver? You get a one-time $100 bonus. So when you promote to silver and you have 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack, and then you have your one-time promotion bonus, that's anywhere from $175 up to $250 in bonuses. When you count your business building bonuses that you get when the person signs up, and then when you get 3 of them, you get your $100 silver bonus. So that's up to $250 in bonuses if you can get that silver promotion. That's a pretty decent income right there straight out of the gate. I mean, even if you're not technically new, but you're just starting to work the business, $250 in your pocket is not a bad way to start out. So that's why this promotion, I think, is one of the most exciting ones, because it shows you the earning ability of this compensation plan. Silver ambassadors also earn an average monthly income of $422. So stop right there and just think about a $422 extra income a month. What could that do for you? What could that do for your family? What bill could you pay? What trip could you take? What debt could you pay off with an extra $422 a month? That could make a significant difference. So that's why it's important to really be working toward this first promotion of silver. So you're like, okay, Cassie, I get it. I know what I need to do, but how do I do it? Well, you do it by doing 3 things: sharing boldly, reaching out, and building relationships. And those are kind of the things that I'm going to talk about here on this call. Sharing boldly. If I was to ask you, how did you personally learn about Plexus, what would you say? Did you hear about it at church? Did you hear about it at the gas station? Did you hear about it at the babysitter's house? Probably not. I bet probably 90% of you are going to say you saw somebody post about it on Facebook, right? So my question to you is, why wouldn't you utilize Facebook if you know that way works? So I strongly, strongly, strongly suggest posting on Facebook to share about Plexus. Facebook allows you to reach the largest number of friends with the smallest amount of effort. And really, your Facebook audience are people that know you. They know your lifestyle. They know your integrity. They know the people that you're friends with. The way Facebook works these days is you don't really not know anybody. So utilize that to your advantage. Share about Plexus on Facebook. Worried about annoying people or getting on people's nerves. What would make you think that you're annoying them? Are you annoyed by people's posts? Think about the way that they are posting. Are they posting things that look like commercials, or are they posting things that relate to them specifically? So I highly encourage the ambassadors on my team to double check their post before they hit post. and to kind of look at it from a secondary view and say, does that look like a commercial? So that there's certain graphics that look a little commercially, the little cartoony ones, that looks a little like a commercial. So I would probably get a different graphic, read through what I'm going to post, make sure it sounds like it's coming from me, and then I'll post it. Let's see. Sorry, I have my notes here. I'm looking at them. So what I like to do is, if you've never posted about Plexus before on Facebook, there's a very easy, simple first post that I would have you do. I would have you grab your favorite product. So for me, that would be probably the Triplex combo. Snap a selfie with it, because people like to see pictures of you. Snap a selfie with it, or maybe grab your kid and snap a fun selfie with them holding something, and say, I am so excited to start my new journey of health and wellness. I heard about Plexus from my friend so-and-so. And now this is for people, if you don't have your own testimony yet, this is where you can use your upline, or the person that sponsored you, use their testimony. You could say, so like for me, my friend Cassie told me about Plexus. She has had better energy, better sleep, and is not a slave to the gym anymore because of these products. So personally, I did not have a huge weight loss story when it came to Plexus, but I did find that I wasn't needing a nap in the afternoons every day when my toddler was napping. I sleep better overnight. I feel more rested when I wake up, so I don't need a nap. That also contributes to my better energy. So just remember that we are not a weight loss company only, so you don't have to have this huge success story in order to tell people about Plexus. Tell how it has changed things for you. No more headaches, no more bloating, regular bathroom habits, no more stomach cramps, less fatigue. Just think about how it has impacted you and utilize that in this post. Or say you have experienced something, use your own experience. Say, I've been on Plexus for this many days and I am already experiencing A, B, and C. And that way people know that you are serious about this. You are really loving these products. They have made a definite impact on you, and you're ready to share them. So the very last sentence of your first post should say, who wants to take this journey with me, or who wants to get healthy with me? And pretty typically, you're going to get a few comments here and there. Now, some of those comments may not be super nice. And to those people, I say, go suck an egg. Because if they don't have anything better to do than post negative things on your Facebook page, then they aren't worth your time. Period, end of story. Do not let people discourage you from telling people about these products. And here's why. You are doing a huge disservice to your friends and family by not telling them about Plexus. Because I guarantee you know somebody that's diabetic or pre-diabetic, or you know somebody that has high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or you know somebody that's in pain, or you know somebody with an autoimmune disease, or you know, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And by not sharing on Facebook because you're afraid you're going to annoy somebody, you're doing a huge disservice to all these people that are waiting for you to tell them about this stuff. They are waiting for an answer to their mystery symptoms, and you have it, so you need to tell them about it. That's a big thing. That's something that I'm really passionate about, and probably it has to do with me being a nurse and me wanting to help everybody that can be helped. But, you know, all too many times I've heard people say, oh man, I just wish I would have told them about Plexus before something bad happens, like a heart attack or getting the diabetic diagnosis or going into DKA. You know, there are some major things that can happen if they don't turn their health around. And if you have the answer for them, why wouldn't you tell them about it? You have to tell people about it. The next thing I hear people say is, well, I don't really know much about the products. I don't care. If you don't know the answer to a question, you have an upline and an upline and upline, upline, upline. There's like, I'm not the first person around. I have like 7 uplines myself. So there is somebody that knows the answer. So do not be afraid to share just because you might not know everything. And I want you to think about it this way. If you were to start a new job this week, yes, you went to school for it, but it's a brand new job. You've never done this job before. Would the person that hired you say, here you go. You went to school, let's go do this. No, you're gonna get trained. And you know how you get trained? You get trained by doing it. You're gonna have somebody breathing over your shoulder for at least 2 weeks, and they're gonna be making sure that everything's going okay, and you're handling the situations properly, and you're doing this job the way that you're supposed to be doing it before they put you out on your own. Same thing here. We are not gonna make you get, we're not throwing you to the wolves here. Post on Facebook. If you get a question, start a 3-way conversation on Facebook with the person that's asking the question, yourself, and your sponsor. And that way your sponsor, who's been around for a little while, can help you field the questions. You can learn by watching how she answers the questions, what she says, and you can take mental note. If you're anything like me, if somebody's just barking stuff at you, or you're just listening to these videos or watching these videos, you're not really learning. But if you're in the middle of the fire and somebody's teaching you how to spray water on the fire, you're gonna learn how to do it a lot better and a lot quicker. So do not think you have to know everything about the products, everything about the compensation plan, everything about everything before you get started. There's still stuff that I learn all the time, and I've been doing this for 3 years. So please don't let that stop you from sharing. Now, on that note, there are places to go to learn a little bit more about the products. The first one is this product guide. Like I mentioned at the beginning, read through that, get a little bit of knowledge about the products, just so you know what we have to offer. Our pain line, our nerve line, our overall health line, the stuff that's specific to weight loss, the body cream, just so you kind of had a general idea of what we have to offer, so that if you see somebody complaining about their knee pain on Facebook, you can shoot them a quick message and say, hey, we have this really great pain product that doesn't damage your liver, and it doesn't damage your stomach lining. It's made of all natural ingredients. Would you be interested in giving it a try? So that way you're ready to jump whenever you see a need, and you're also have a general knowledge. You guys, there's like 16 products. That's like way, way less than a lot of other companies. So take them one at a time, get to know them a little bit, but don't think you have to know everything about them before you start sharing. That is not the case. Let's see. Now, when you are sharing about Plexus on Facebook, there are some things that we are allowed to say and some things that we are not allowed to say. We have a compliance department in Plexus, and their sole duty is to protect us from being shut down by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, and the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Now, I know you're thinking, wait, but I thought we were a supplement company. I thought we weren't regulated by the FDA. We're not. They don't regulate the ingredients and that kind of stuff. They do keep their eyes on us because we have the potential to stop bringing in money of their drugs, essentially. So they do watch what supplement companies are saying and posting about, and they will shut you down very quickly if you're saying things that you're not allowed to say. So what are we not allowed to say? We cannot say that our products cure any diseases. So to be safe, we do not say any diagnosis. So you can't say migraine. You can say headache. You can say throbbing head pain. You can say double vision. You can say nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to light, sensitivity to noise. You can describe the symptoms that you have when the migraine occurs. You just can't say Plexus fixed my migraines. Does that make sense? Another one would be, you can't say diabetes. One that some people don't know about is Candida. That's the yeast that grows in our gut. That's what our ProBio 5 works to kill. We don't kill it all because it has to be in there so that when we die, our bodies can decompose. But the word candida is considered a diagnosis. So we say yeast. It's the same thing. Candida is a yeast cell. Yeast is more general. Candida is too specific. So if you ever have any question about whether your post is compliant or not, please ask. And if you get an email from the compliance department, don't freak out. It's happened to me 3 times since I've been an ambassador. It's not a big deal. They're not going to shut you down as long as you try to work with them and fix what it is you need to have fixed. The second thing that we are not allowed to talk about is our income. And I know you're thinking, well, how do you get people to join you if you can't talk about your income? Plexus releases an annual income disclosure every year. We are allowed to post that, and that is what tells the average income of each level of ambassador. And I find that in itself does the job when it comes to catching the eye of the people that's looking at the income part of it. Now, please keep in mind that these cannots are things that we cannot post publicly. You can tell someone in a private message that you struggled with migraines and Plexus fixed it in a private message, because the Food and Drug Administration they're not going to look in your message. You just can't post those things publicly on your wall. Same thing with the income. You can't post your income publicly, but you can tell somebody in a private message, hey, this is what I've been able to pay for with my Plexus income. And you guys, compliance is not omnipresent. They're not going to catch every ambassador that's breaking the rules. So if you see something that you're like, hey, they're breaking the rules, they shouldn't be able to say that. I know. Just make sure that you are doing your best to stay within the compliance guidelines. They did formulate 2 disclaimers that we can post. If your post is maybe borderline, possibly could be non-compliant, typically as long as you post that disclosure at the bottom of your post, that usually will cover your buns. And it's like the Food and Drug Administration does not regulate, I don't know, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA or something like that. It's pretty generic, but I'll post those I'll post them in the comments under this video whenever I post it on the team page. That way you kind of have a go-to. I would recommend copying and pasting it into the notes on your cell phone. And that way, if you have a post and you're like, oh shoot, where is that darn disclosure at? You just go to your notes and copy and paste it from there. That way you're not hunting around for it all the time. But please, please, please don't let the compliance department scare you from posting. You are not going to get kicked out of Plexus if they have to email you. Because if that was the case, I would have been kicked out a long time ago. They are there to protect us. Yes, ma'am, Ashley.
Hey, so are we allowed to actually post the income disclosure? Because I have seen some leaders who talk about their rank and then put their income disclosure in the comments. So what do you think about that vice versa thing? What's that all about?
I'm not really sure what that's about. I think it's probably more about them, because some people don't read the comments. So maybe it's about them wanting that disclosure to be a little bit harder to find, but at least it's still there, so they can't really get in trouble because it's there somewhere. You know what I mean? Rather than putting it out there blatantly, they're just kind of hiding it in that first comment. So if people are reading the comments, then they'll see it. Okay. I would probably go ahead and put it on your post. And the income disclosure is like something along the line. Well, I have it right here. I'll just read it to you. And basically, it's common sense. And every time, like the last time I got in trouble by compliance, it was because of an income disclosure thing. And I'm like, that is common sense. People know if they don't put in the work that they're not going to make the income. But apparently that's not the case, and you have to put this income disclosure. So the it's a disclaimer. Plexus makes no guarantees or projections of income. As such, representatives may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitments, skill, and leadership abilities, and how effectively you exercise those qualities.
Okay, so without that, you could possibly be flagged.
Correct.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
like last month we went skiing and Plexus paid for all these things. So I listed them all. My Plexus paycheck paid for this, and this. And I got flagged. So I asked, had I put that income disclaimer, would that have covered me? And she said yes, probably. So
Okay, good to know.
yes. All right. So moving on from compliance. How do we reach out to people? So we've already talked about posting on Facebook. We know that's necessary. And I'm going to give you a list of people that I want you to follow on Facebook so that you'll have some ideas of some good posts to use. People always ask, well, what am I allowed to post? Well, you're allowed to post things about the product. You're allowed to post testimonies, compliance approved testimonies. You're allowed to post, there's all kinds of stuff you can post. And I will tell you that I very rarely make a, what is the word? Like, I very rarely make my own post. 90% of the stuff that I post on Facebook is something that I saw another ambassador post that I was like, oh, I really like that. I want to use that. I probably change up the wording a little bit. Sometimes I'll change up the picture a little bit just to make it look new. But I don't come up with all this stuff on my own. Mama don't got time for that. So I'll give you a list of people that are really good to follow. You don't necessarily have to friend request them. Most Plexus ambassadors, their Plexus posts are public. So if you follow them, you're going to see all of their Plexus posts and you can use the ones that you would like. So we've talked about posting on Facebook. The next thing we got to do is we got to reach out. So we all have a lot of friends. And if you think about it, you think about we've been making friends all of our lives, right? I mean, before we were in school, we had friends. It only takes 3 to hit silver. Only 3. So what you need to do is you need to make a list. And we often refer to this as a Frank's list. And you write down every name that pops into your head. You don't think, oh, they're skinny, they're not going to want to do this, because we aren't a weight loss company. We are a health and wellness company. So somebody might have a health problem, even though they're skinny, they might have a health problem that would make them interested in Plexus. Sorry, I thought we had a new comment. So write down every name you can think of, every single name. Friends from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, your kids' school, your husband's school friends, if you didn't go to the same school, your work friends, your church friends, any friend you can think of, anybody that you would consider a friend, write their name down. Relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, stepsisters, stepbrothers, grandma, grandpa, and then all of your husbands of those, or your spouse or your significant other. Acquaintances, your hairdresser, your plumber, your dentist, your chiropractor, your nail lady. You are supporting their business. Those people that I just named, you're supporting their business. So why wouldn't you think to ask them to support yours and help them at the same time? It makes total sense. Your neighbors from your current neighborhood, neighbors from your old neighborhood, neighbors from your parents' neighborhood. There's all kinds of neighbors to be had. And then your kids' connections. If you don't have kid connections, then your husband's connections, those kinds of things. But so your kids' connections would be teachers, your kids' friends, parents, principals, the activities that they're involved in, the other dance moms or the other gymnastics parents or the other softball parents, those kinds of connections that you make through your kids. So write down this list. You guys, I've made a list probably 3 times since I've started, and every time it has different names on it. I didn't realize how many people I knew. So essentially the goal is at least 100 names on the list, but I would like you to go farther than that. If you can put 500 names on the list, put 500 names on the list. Trust me, it'll be easier to do it now than later. Just write down the names. Don't think about whether this person's going to want to try Plexus or not. Just write down the names of every person that you know. And then pick 3. Pick 3 names that you really want to focus on. 3 names of people that you really want to reach out to and say, hey, I'm doing this Plexus thing. The compensation plan is phenomenal. I'm ready to pay off some debt. I'm ready to make some extra income for our family so we can do fun things, go on trips, that kind of thing. I think you would rock at this business. You would do so well at this. And plus we get to help people in the meantime. Would you consider doing this with me? They might say no. Who cares? You know what? I love the story of the waitress. She's going around pouring her coffee. Would you like some more coffee? Would you like a cup of coffee? Would you like some coffee? And people say no. And does she be like, oh, I'm done with this coffee pouring. I can't do this. No. She just moves on to the next person. That's the kind of mindset you have to have when you're reaching out to people. You can't take it personally. Some people are not mentally prepared to get healthy. It's true. Some people are comfortable being sick because that means they have something to complain about. And there's not anything we can do about that. But there are people out there that are ready. They're mentally ready to get healthy. And those are the people we need to find. Celeste Gwynn, she's the double diamond that's in our upline. She always talks about the golden nugget in the backyard. And she says, if I told you that there was a gold nugget, a big gold nugget buried in your backyard, would you dig for a day and then quit? Would you dig for a week and then quit? Or would you dig and dig and dig and dig until you found that golden nugget? I mean, a logical person would say they would dig until they found the golden nugget. It's the same thing when you're reaching out to people. If somebody tells you no, no big deal. Move on to the next one. It's fine. And half the time when they tell you no, they'll be back around and they'll be asking you about it later when they're mentally ready to do it. So make your list and pick 3 people to reach out to. If you have not talked to these people in a good amount of time, then don't automatically vomit Plexus all over them. Get to know them again. Ask them about their family. Ask them what they're doing these days. Ask them about their kids or their husband, their dog. Ask them about themselves. People love to talk about themselves. So the more you ask, the more they will tell, and eventually a window will open where you can slide the Plexus opportunity in there. Typically when you say, hey, what are you doing now? They'll say, oh, I work for yada, yada, yada. What about you? What are you doing now? Oh, well, I'm a nurse, but I'm also a Plexus ambassador. I work from home with my nursing job, and I also work from home with my Plexus job. And I pay the bills with my full-time nursing job, and I build my empire with my Plexus job, and they are both doing well. Have you ever heard of Plexus? And then you can go on to inviting them to try the products and inviting them to join you in the opportunities. So don't make it awkward. Don't copy and paste a generic message to 25 people and accidentally put the wrong name at the top of the message. How many of you have been the victim of that? I did not buy that product. In fact, I did not even respond to that message because I'm like, if you can't even be careful enough to change the name at the top of your copy and paste message, you don't get my time. So make it personal. Talk to people like they're your friend. People like you. They're your friend because they like you. And they're your friend because they like the person that you are and your integrity. And so if they see how much you love Plexus and you portray that in your conversation with them, they're going to be more likely to join you. And that kind of leads into building relationships. Build relationship with people. If people are talking to you in line at the makeup store and you're like, man, this person's really friendly. Friend them on Facebook. Pull out your phone, ask them their name, and say, hey, I'd like to friend you on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? And then put their name in your phone. It's pretty easy. In fact, a lot of Diamond ambassadors use that specific method more than they give out business cards. When I first joined, it was all about the business cards. But I can't say I've ever actually utilized a business card that I've received, like ever. But if you friend somebody on Facebook, even if you aren't messaging them, even if you aren't purposely putting Plexus in their eyeballs, they're going to see what you post. And if you're posting like you should be posting, they're going to see your Plexus post. Now, so that's part of building relationships, being positive. We want to be positive when we're posting on Facebook. Have you ever seen a billboard driving down the road that says, oh, I'm exhausted? Oh, somebody ticked me off. Oh, my back hurts so bad. Have you ever seen a billboard? driving down the highway like that? No. You see positive, encouraging statements on those billboards. Why? Because your eyes are drawn to it, and it makes you smile, and it makes you feel good. That's what we want to do to our Facebook audience. Do you have to be fake? No, but you also don't have to air all your dirty laundry out on Facebook. We don't really need to know if you're fighting with your husband. We don't really need to know if you had a crappy day or somebody did something mean to you. You don't need to know that. Who cares? Everybody does mean stuff to other people. Get over it, right? But what we do want to do is be encouraging to people. We want people, when they come to our Facebook pages, to like want to stay and like scroll through some stuff because they like what they see. It's a positive, encouraging place to be. And we have adorable kids and adorable pets, and then a really fun quote, a really funny video. We want them to hang out on our Facebook page. So before you post something, check it and say, is this going to be viewed as negative or positive? And y'all, there are tons of times in the last 3 years that I've wanted to say something really passive aggressive on Facebook, but I didn't, because I'm trying to create a fun place to be on my Facebook wall. So you don't have to be fake. You can keep it real. I have this friend that is hilarious, and she tells it like it is. She is like hashtag mom life, but it's funny. So she might turn a really cruddy day, she's posting about this cruddy day she has, but she makes it funny. And so it's not negative necessarily. It's true. It's true to her. It's totally her personality. So she's not being fake, but she's still making her Facebook page a funny place to be. So it's funny. Everybody can laugh about it. Like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm not the only one with crazy kids. So make sure that what you're posting on Facebook is generally positive. Whenever I talk about posting on Facebook, you have to post every single day. I would love for you to post 2 times a day. And here's why. Facebook has this algorithm. And if you have not interacted with somebody in a while, they kind of drop down lower on your news feed. So all these people up here are going to see everything that you post on your news feed. But if you haven't interacted with somebody, they're down here, and they may only see one thing you post. And it may not even be one thing you post every day. It may be one thing you post every 3 days. So if you're only posting once every 3 days, this person down here is never going to see your Plexus post. But if you're posting 2 or 3 times a day, this person down here is more likely, statistically, to see at least one of them, to at least know that you're doing it. And that's kind of our goal here. We want people to know what we're doing. And you can't post for the first week and then drop off. Because then people are going to be like, oh, she quit that Plexus thing. I knew she wouldn't last. I knew it. I knew that was just a fad. You can't stop. You can't stop. If you can only squeeze in 1 a day, then by golly, do it. If you can squeeze in 3 a day, then do it. Now, all that to say, make sure you mix it up. Make sure you're still true to you and still posting things that you love that are outside of Plexus. I love my kids. I love my house. I love decorating. I love fun activities to do with kids. I love funny videos. So I'm still posting things that I love. I'm just intermingling Plexus into it. Everybody knows I'm the crazy Plexus lady, and I wear it proudly. And I'm not afraid to say it. So just make sure when you're posting frequently, but you're also posting your normal stuff. At the beginning, you're going to feel like all you do is post on Facebook, and pretty soon it's just going to become a normal thing for you. Create a brand. When I say create a brand, some people are always like, what? So when you create a brand, you kind of want people to know you as you plus Plexus, with Plexus added in there. So for me, I love working out. I love eating healthy. And obviously I love medicine as in medical stuff, the medical knowledge that I have. And so I try to come up with a hashtag that is very specific to me. Gut health is one that I use all the time. So think of a hashtag that you can use every time you post. If if you've ever seen anything from Rachel Wagner, I think hers is happy and healthy happy and healthy with plexus or something, and she hashtags it every single time she posts something. So she's essentially creating her brand, and you know that every time she posts, she's going to have that one hashtag on there. So think about it. Be purposeful with what you post. Think about what your brand would be if you were thinking of, if somebody saw my face, what statement would be under it? What would my brand be? Draw people in with your personality, you guys. People don't love you because you do plexus, but people are going to love plexus because they love you. So be yourself. Start expanding your knowledge, you guys. I'm not going to say that doing this gig is not a little bit of work, because anything that's worth doing takes a little bit of effort. And I'm not saying you have to spend hours and hours and hours a day doing this. I literally work this business during nap time. I work it while I'm getting the kids breakfast ready, while I'm cooking dinner, and a little bit after bedtime. Just 15 minutes in increments throughout the day. If I think, oh, I need to message that person, I message them real quick, and then that's it. I don't spend hours and hours a day doing this. If I'm driving somewhere, if I'm in the car for more than 10 minutes, I'll turn on a YouTube video and listen while I drive. It can be done. You can do the learning. You don't have to sit in front of your computer like a student and pore over notes. You don't have to do it like that. You can learn about this stuff and mix it in to your daily life, and it can be super easy. So start expanding that knowledge as soon as you can. A few things that I would recommend are there's a few books, and these are general multi-level marketing books. The first one is, let me just get them all out here so you can see. This one is The 4-Year Career. The next one is Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. The next one is Beach Money by Jordan Adler. The next one is Go Pro by Eric Worre. The next one is The Flip Flop CEO. It has a lot of our authors, so I'm not going to say them all. These are just general multi-level marketing books. It kind of explains the business, how it works, why you have chosen the best thing ever, because you can work from your phone and make big, big bucks doing it, all while helping people at the same time. I love those books just for their general information. The next thing is books about your mindset. And mindset is probably one of the biggest things that I've struggled with in my plexus journey, because I didn't really know that I was going to struggle with it whenever I started this. But getting yourself in a good place mentally, positivity, not talking to yourself negatively, setting yourself up for success by the things that you tell yourself, those are all super important. So there are a couple books that I want to tell you about mindset. One is what I'm reading right now, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. A few girls on the team are doing a book study on this book, and it is blowing my mind. And the people on this call will totally agree. I mean, it is mind-blowing, the stuff that is coming out of this book. So it's like $6 on Amazon, you guys. If you can spare $6, go order it tonight, because your mind will be blown. And I feel like if you read this book early on in your plexus journey, you are setting yourself up for some very, very, very quick success. Another one of my favorite books is The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. This is more of a Christian-based book, but it talks about praying big prayers. I will tell you that I have not gone a day without praying for my plexus business. And this book is very eye-opening. So The Circle Maker, and then Switch on Your Brain. And I'm not sure who the author of that is. Switch on Your Brain. And then some books about leadership, really anything by John Maxwell. He's like the leadership guru. The Barefoot Executive by Carrie Wilkerson. And Real Leadership by John Addison. As you start growing your plexus business, you're going to want to know a little bit about leadership and your specific type of leadership. So it's good to start learning about that stuff now. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about with your going silver. I often have people that are like, well, I have a ton of customers. I'm getting a ton of PV. Why would I want to turn those customers into ambassadors? Well, here's why. If you, every network marketing company has a commission program. If you sell product, you're going to make a commission off of it. Every company has that. What makes Plexus so unique is that our compensation plan is like an intermingling web of ways to make money. So I'm going to show you the difference in having 4 preferred customers and the difference in having those 4 customers turn into ambassadors. So the first one is having them as customers. So can you guys see that? So you have 4 preferred customers ordering the triplex combo. That you get $115 of PV for each of those 4 customers. That gives you $460 of PV. So this is on top of your own order. You get 15% of that. That's $69 in your pocket. You also get 4 preferred customer bonuses, 1 for each customer. So that's $20 times 4, $80 in your pocket. So you're making around $150 off of those 4 preferred customers. Okay, that makes sense to everybody. I know if you don't know the compensation plan super well, you probably didn't know that you get a bonus for preferred customers. So each time a preferred customer order goes through, you get a little extra bonus. And they do that because the preferred customer PV amount is less than the retail PV amount. So they're kind of making that up. So you're not tempted to only have retail customers. They're making up that difference to make it worth having preferred customers. Now, if those 4 preferred customers, let's say you reached out to them and you say, hey, I know you're loving your products. Would you ever consider sharing these products with other people? And they're like, well, duh, of course I would, because I don't have headaches anymore and I feel amazing. So these 4 people sign up on your team and they order a welcome pack and they turn their convenience order on. So for each ambassador that signs up, you get a business building bonus of $25. So $25 times 4 new ambassadors is $100. Well, looky there, if you have 4 new ambassadors, you're also going to go silver. So you also get a $100 silver bonus. So right then and there, you're getting $200 worth of one-time bonuses for signing those 4 preferred customers up as ambassadors. So you're already making $200. Remember, we were only making $150 with them as customers. You're already making $200, and we haven't even got to the compensation plan part. So, hold on, let me look. Okay, so obviously when you sign these people up, they've already told you that, yes, they're going to share these products. So let's say they all get 4 customers. So they all have 4 preferred customers, and they're each making $460 of PV. Well, our compensation plan has this thing called override commission. So even though it's not my personal commission, they're not my customers personally, I'm still making a commission off of their order. So what does that mean? All my level 1 ambassadors have their own customers, but I make 5% commission off of those orders. The orders of the customers of my level 1 ambassadors, not my own customers. I mean, I make commission off of those, but it's different. This is override commission. So I'm making commission off of people that are on my team. I'm not even doing any work for that. Isn't that cool? So they each have $460 of PV. So you're getting 5% override commission of the $460. That's $23. So $23 from each of those 4 level 1 ambassadors. That's $90-something. I don't know, I didn't add that part up. And then because each of those ambassadors have hit at least $100 of personal volume, their pay points are activated. You get 5 pay points for each of those ambassadors, and the pay points are typically worth $3 a piece. So you have 5 pay points times $3, that's $15 for that ambassador, that ambassador, that ambassador, and that ambassador. So this piece of the compensation plan is giving you $152. That's something that's going to happen on the monthly. So that right there is already $2 more than what you are making off of those people as customers. And that doesn't even count the business building bonuses you're getting. So as these ambassadors start adding their own team members, their own level 1 ambassadors, you who are not doing any work recruiting these people, these level 2s, these level 2 ambassadors, you're not doing the work. These level 1 ambassadors are recruiting them, but you're still getting paid for it. Isn't that cool? So let's say this ambassador, each of these ambassadors, let's just say they added 2 new ambassadors. So you get, for each ambassador, you get $12.50 of business building bonus. So if this guy added 2 new ambassadors, you're getting a $25 business building bonus. 25 for those 2 new ambassadors, 25 for those 2 new ambassadors, 25 for those 2 new ambassadors. So that's $100 more in business building bonuses that you're getting. Can you see, am I making it, I mean, I know that's all confusing, especially if the comp plan is new to you, but can you see the difference in just having customers and turning those customers into ambassadors? Can you see how you're not, if you just keep them as customers, how you're not utilizing the compensation plan to its full ability compared to that? Because these are the same 4 people as these, but when you teach these 4 people the stuff that you know and how to share and how to get customers and how to get new ambassadors on their own team, that creates this Christmas tree effect where you're just building and building and building upon yourself all of this potential income that you can make. So I know that's a little confusing. I don't expect you to know the compensation plan inside and out. Definitely go back and watch those videos. But I just wanted to make that very clear that it's worth it to turn those preferred customers that are loving their products, it's worth it to turn them into ambassadors and then teach them how to share the products. Because you can compound your income by doing that. All right, you guys, so I just have one more thing to talk about, and that is just some resources. I'll make a graphic with these names on them so you don't necessarily have to write them down, but for those of you that are really wanting to learn about the products, YouTube is your friend, you guys. There are a lot of ambassadors that do a lot of awesome stuff on YouTube. I wish I was a good trainer like them because I mean, like some people are just naturally good at it. But there are tons and tons of YouTube videos to watch. So product information and good product information, compliant product information, people that you know their stuff, that I would recommend people that you go watch. Jennifer Pickett, she's a registered dietitian. Jennifer Pickett. Ame Darling, A-I-M-E-E. Darling, like you're a darling. She's a holistic health coach. And then Jill Werness is also a holistic health coach. Those are people that do a lot of research on ingredients, figure out how they work in the body, that kind of thing. So those are good people just to go learn about the products as you're driving to work. If you want a product to listen to, just turn that on and drive on into work. And then there's a ton of YouTube channels where you can learn how to build your business, a ton of them. Rock the Pink Live, Amy Paul, Bridget Ryan, Emily Roberts, Rhonda Shaw, Tara Castaneda, Tamara Holloway. I mean, there's a whole list of them. So I'm going to post that list under this video for you guys to go back and watch. But really, you guys, the main thing I want you to take away from this call tonight is you don't have to know everything before you start sharing. You don't have to know everything about the products before you start sharing. You don't have to know everything about the compensation plan before you start sharing. We are here to help you. We're here to help you answer questions. We're here to help you figure out what products to recommend for people. Do not hesitate to ask your upline for help. Do not hesitate to start a 3-way chat. I love 3-way chats. That shows me that you are working hard to get this person the right products and to help field their questions. I don't expect you to do it on your own. They did not expect me to take care of children my first day on the job as a nurse. That would be dumb. I would probably hurt somebody. We do not expect you to do anything on your own. So please utilize your resources. Please utilize your uplines, and please share. Please share about these products, you guys. We have an awesome, awesome gift to give people with these products. and you can do it. And when people start feeling good, share about the compensation plan, you guys. If you need a story to tell, ask me. Ask me about my sisters, you guys. My sisters are making gangster money right now. Gangster money. And it's not because we're money hungry people, but we like to help people feel better. And we have seen what these products can do. If you ever need to know whether these products are life changing, you can ask me about my sister, Audrey, because her life is completely different because of these products and because of this compensation plan. So please, please, please don't hesitate to share this with everybody you know. People need these products, you guys. They're the cleanest, most natural products on the market. If anybody dogs them, they don't know what they're talking about, then they've been given misinformation, because we do have the best products on the market. So thank you guys so much for hopping on the call tonight. It's about 9:33 and I don't want to keep you longer than an hour. So I will be posting this recording on the team page. I hope you guys got some good information out of it. I know it was quick and fast and furious, but I'm going to be doing some contests for silver ambassadors coming up, or for people working towards silver coming up in the next couple of weeks. So be watching for that. I want you guys to win a prize. And before we go, I'm going to write down your names, because I'm going to give away a shirt to one lucky winner for joining the call. And I know a couple people hopped off already, so if you know of somebody that was on here and I missed writing their name down, let me know. Thanks, Jennifer. I'm glad that it was helpful. I know it's kind of scary to get started in some of this stuff, and I just want you guys to know that you're not being thrown to the wolves. And if you don't feel like you're getting the information you need from your direct upline, go to the next person up. There's a place in your back office that shows all of the people in your upline up like 7 levels. Just move to the next person and move to the next person. Nothing makes me more sad than somebody that didn't get enough direction and they quit. And especially somebody that could have done a lot of really good stuff with this. So please don't quit. If you're not getting what you need from the person that's directly above you, go above them and ask the next person up, because we want you to have all of the resources that you can possibly have. So, all right, so I will do a drawing for a t-shirt from the names that are on my list here, and I'll announce that on my team page tomorrow. And with that, I'm going to stop the recording.